Okay, my friends, welcome back to a new session of Final Fantasy VII against Ruby Weapon. So I spent about 3.5 hours in the last session trying to win, and I had one attempt which probably took about an hour just by itself, but I later realised like midway through the fight that I was actually cheesing it without realising, because I was actually using the W item glitch in battle without kind of realising that's what I was doing. So yeah, that probably wasn't like the best way to win in terms of like how happy it would make me. So yeah, I'm not equipping W item throughout the battle because that's just going to kind of cheese it in a way that I don't want to cheese it. So what I did do was I had an issue where I lost in the battle because my counter materia ended up not working. So what I did was to level up this counter materia to the master level so that the counter triggers 100% of the time, and I feel like that's something that will make the battle a little bit safer for me. So I'm going to give it another go and see how we do. Also, Barret will do slightly more damage as well. I mean, one of the main problems I've had so far throughout this entire thing has been the fact that I'm really not able to do very much damage. So like, regardless of who I'm using, I'm not doing a lot of damage, and I feel like tactics that I can use that would end up doing a lot of damage are going to take, like, even cheaper tactics are going to take a long time to do. So like, for example, obviously if you want to use Knights of the Round, you would probably have to master the Knights of the Round materia, and that's going to take a flipping long time because you need a lot of AP for that. Let's say another method is Vincent, so you'd have to power up Vincent, get him to like 255 strength or whatever, and then after that you would need to kill, like, I think it's like thousands of enemies you have to kill for Vincent to be able to do really good damage against Ruby Weapon. So all of these preparations that's going to make Ruby a lot easier are going to take me multiple hours to do, so I feel like I might have more fun just trying to find a way through, like spend another 3 to 5 hours just battling it out and seeing if I can find a way through, rather than having to do those kind of things. But if I spend another session and it really looks like I'm going nowhere and I need to find a way to do big damage, otherwise I just can't win, then I might have to look into some of those kind of tactics to see if there's a way to get through, because the battle really does seem like set up in a way that is trying to get you to use them cheap tactics, man. I mean, I'm trying my best to keep away from it, but I feel like the battle's kind of heading in that direction, so I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, as you can see, Knights of the Round, I have 93,000 AP, and I need 106,000 to get to the next level, so that's like about 15 dual magic pot encounters for the next level. So it's looking like multiple hours to get Knights of the Round all the way up to the top, if that's what I'm trying to do. So not going to go for that for now. One thing I'm considering is the Curse Ring in order to do more damage. So hold on, let me see what my actual status is with Barret right now. I mean, Strength 90. 36, 7, 93. Attack 188. So another thing that you can do here is use the W item glitch in order to farm these. So that's also something that you could do. Let me just see, does it raise strength or does it raise attack? Let's have another look. So these are just ones I picked up naturally throughout the game without doing anything. It raises strength and attack, I think. So normally you have to go to the Sunken Galnica to farm these. You have to morph all of these enemies in order to get these power sources and stuff. But I guess, you know, if you've got the W item glitch, it seems silly to not really use it. Why waste extra few hours in the Galnica when you can just get it this easily? But to each their own. Some people really love that kind of the pure grindy playstyle, and that's part of the achievement, that's part of the fun for those people, and that's absolutely fine. I was definitely one of those people back in the day, but the older you get, the less time you have, the more your kind of preferences towards that kind of thing change. And if there's an easy way out, then you tend to take it if it's going to save you time, and it's not like something that's making it technically less difficult or anything like that. So I don't know. Okay, so yeah, the strength does go up. I mean, if the strength can go up all the way to 255, now I can really understand why I'm not doing that much damage. I mean, He's almost as strong as Cloud now. So yeah, I mean, that's another thing I'll look into if I'm really struggling, I guess. W item glitching a lot more power sources and giving them to Barret to really maximize his attack might be a potential option. I wonder if the shield materia would be able to help me in some way. It used up so much MP that it's unlikely, but... Okay, let me get into another battle and kill off Cloud so there's only Barret left, and we'll have another go and see how we're doing here. I'd be interested to see how much more, if anything, my limit break is doing now that I've got this slight enhancement. It's not a lot, but it's something. Okay. I'm not sure if I put the counter materia in the right place, by the way. I might have to already restart this attempt. Let's just use an Angamax to see what's going to happen here. It was doing about 4,500 before. Okay, very, very slightly more, but not by much at all. 2,875. I'm basically doing the same amount of damage, even though my strength is higher. Okay, so I got myself set up with materia that has a higher level of AP. So I've swapped in Phoenix for Revive, because I've got 174,000 AP on that one. Final Attack is a high value AP. These two are, I think they're greater than these two, I think. Let me double check this. Counter is worth 100,000, this is 112,000 here. And these are actually 50,000 each, so I can actually exchange these two for a tiny bit more. Exchange... So if I do this, this is 12,000 more AP on his weapon. There's those two. There's double card. I added in Quadra Magic just because it's got 176,000, and I don't need the slot for anything else right now, I think. So there's that. This is a high value one as well, and these two are fairly high value as well. So hopefully this is going to maximize the amount of damage Barret can do right now. Alright, let's see. Angamax was doing like 350 last time. I used 3 power sources and I upgraded... Okay, I'm doing like maybe 5% more damage than I did before. It's not really that much. Thank God for regen, man, seriously. Oh, 4,500 now when I make the hit. That's not too bad, you know. Okay. Oh, great, I'm already dead. Okay, but this is a good sign. Once I got this set up, basically, I think I'm going to be going for something that's going to be a bit more counter-attack dependent. Once that right tentacle starts hitting you with that move, it's just really like, hard to deal with, but... Oh wait, everybody's back now. What happens now? Oh god. Yeah, there's that problem. So this ends up wasting one of those, which is not good. So yeah, Phoenix kind of messes things up in that sense. But then again, if I can have my whole party working here, then it's not that bad, is it, surely? I didn't know you could do this. So if I ignore the tentacles, then that means that surely the crew is okay now. Okay, Barret, you get to cut in, my friend. And you guys can just keep Barret alive for now. It's a bit weird how this battle's turned out. I didn't realise that you could even do this. So I think this really swings things in my favour. Because now we're back to like 3-on-3, basically. Okay, well done. And I'm doing 4,500 as well, which is much, much better. Okay, I feel like kind of failing this attempt on purpose so I can so I can refine this strategy a little better. I need to sort out their materias now. Okay, so having had the revelation that if I start the battle with them both KO'd, Ruby Weapon will automatically raise the tentacles, and then when I revive them afterwards, then I can actually make use of them in battle, provided I don't take away the tentacles. So this is an important revelation. So now I can have these two supporting Barret and helping to do damage. So for the moment, I'm kind of using these two more as support for Barret, who's going to continue to try and do damage. And I guess if they get limit breaks, then they can unleash their limit breaks on Ruby. But for now, they're kind of there more as support. I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I just want to have Barret be better protected if I can. So, yeah. This is the situation that we have for now. And we'll get the regen back on Barret. Wait, well sand? I didn't know it could use that. I thought it couldn't use it when there was... when the tentacles were up. Well, so much for that theory. What, did I get really lucky and it just didn't use it all this time? That's strange. I'm not even sure. Oh god, well sand. Barret's gone. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Okay. So yeah, I mistook how well sand worked, but there you go. I doubt I've done enough damage to be able to take this thing out with just Cloud, with his suboptimal setup. At least once he dies once, it's game over. So yeah, I was going to say, like in the previous attempt, I might have moved to like a counter-attack model. And now that this is the only option I've got left, I feel like I might have to use this. So it's either a counter-attack thing, or I only unleash my attack when I have a limit break. This is the only situation that I have that's feasible right now. I've got plenty of X potions, so I can ride this out. But it's weird. See, this one's not doing the 97 whatever % damage that it's doing. It's weird. I thought that was the whole like point of that attack. Maybe it depends on again on what materia you've got equipped or something. I don't know. But yeah, I just checked. Omnislash does hit 15 times, so we're doing about 17,000 damage each time. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible at all. I could grind this out. It'd be a funny win, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. Having the Zedric armor equipped is probably good as well with that, like either 98 or 100 defenses. For magic, it's really, really good. So it's just timing my items and just waiting for the limit break to come. Yeah, see, I'm not really sure how the tentacle attack works. I've not taken like 9,300 damage at all since I started this whole thing. It's only Barret that seems to be suffering that, so I'm really not sure. I just wonder how much damage Barret did before he died. Probably not that much, to be honest. Maybe like 200,000-300,000 tops. See, that one is the most damaging one it has, and it seems to do about 40 to 50% damage. I'm thinking... Is it possible that it's the Zedric that's making it do less damage? I really don't know. I've literally not seen it do 9,000 damage at all. Now, maybe... I'm trying to think, is it the case that when two of your characters have disappeared using Well Sound, it doesn't use the 93% version anymore? Could that be the situation here? So like if your two characters are KO'd, it will use the 93%. If they aren't, then it won't maybe. But if they've been ejected, then maybe it won't. Just speculating here. Well, I'm not complaining, I'm grinding this one out, man. When it comes to super bosses, when you're going in blind and you're trying to learn how to defeat it, sometimes you just got to grind it out. If you don't have the raw power to just absolutely smash it up, then you've got to grind. I feel like everything's doing half, like the MP that's being taken is less than what was taken from Barret as well. I mean, I'm looking, what are the differences between Cloud and Barret? And the main thing is the armor. It's the Zedric that he has on. And the only thing that's generally different is that this is the first battle where I started with KO'd characters, I revived them, and two of them disappeared with Ruby's Well Sand. So I don't know if that particular combination of events leads to the tentacles being weaker than they were before. Because as you're seeing here, it just doesn't have the attack anymore. So that's just strange. Literally, the main reason why all of my attempts were failing was because of that right tentacles attack, where it takes away 95% of your maximum HP. So, of your current HP, sorry. So, I don't know, man. It's not something I've really understood. Okay, so I purposely let myself die here. Which is something I didn't think I'd be doing, but again, it's because Cloud was not ready for that. Barret is the one that's designed to do damage here. When Cloud was the last one left, it did not work out how it should. Now, but it's going to be the case that most times after I use this, I'm going to get counter-attacked like that. So I think it's like battle phases or something like that. Yeah, now I'm dead. But now the Phoenix is going to kick in, and we get another shot at this. So it's weird mechanics going on here. Weird mechanics. There you go, and dead. Okay. I really got to understand why Cloud didn't have to deal with any of that stuff. It's frustrating because I want to equip Barret with a... with a Zedric, but I need those Materia slots. Maybe I'll just equip him with... Oh wait, I do have 3 Zedrics. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure if the plus 40 dexterity is really making the biggest difference ever here. Okay, I just want to have an attempt where I've got the Zedric on just to see if it makes any difference. I've got to know. I don't think there's too much difference between having quad 9 and not having quad 9 in this situation, so we'll be okay. Okay. I changed that with a restore materia just to have regen as well. At the moment, this is more of an experiment just to see how much less damage I'm doing and whether the Zedric really makes a difference or not. Because I just failed to understand how Cloud didn't receive any like 9,000 damage attacks during that whole thing. That doesn't make sense. I don't have the enemy skill materia either. Shit. Okay, there's one. There's two. There's three. I think I need like 4 or 5. I'm 90% sure. Okay, well that's a good sign. That didn't do a lot of damage at all. There's another. Didn't do damage again. I really wonder if this is the Zedric effect. Surely that move can't be elemental. For it to reduce it by half. That doesn't make sense. We'll have to see. I'll give it like 5-10 minutes and I'll let it use that tag like 5-10 times and we'll see what happens. But usually after Anger Max is a good sign. Okay, yeah. That's pretty much correct. Okay, we're still doing decent enough damage with the AP on the weapons, that's good. And how much? 3, 4, 2, 7. Okay, good. I wonder if I should give myself sadness. Because I don't really need the Anger Max here. We'll have a look. Oh. 1, 4, 2, 5. That's still fine. I might have to come into the battle with sadness status. We'll have to see. We're doing almost 5,000 damage a hit, which is not bad at all. Yep, still haven't seen a 90%er yet. He's still doing sweet damage. So before I use the limit break, I think it's nice to have a regen going. So that when I get hit with the spike, once I'm done with it, I'm already healing. Okay. Not having the enemy skill and not having haste is a bit annoying, but... So there's the counter, and it's not doing... So I think it's a Zedric, man. I cannot find any other reason why this would be working. Yep, still yet to see the big attack yet. Oh, wow. Just hit me twice in a row. Why don't you? But we're doing okay. I'm liking the look of this attempt so far. Yeah, so much less damage as well. When you combine the Z-Drink with the hero drinks, you can really punch above your weight. Excellent. So it's probably used like 6 or 7 of those attacks now. And it hasn't done the 90% version. Because everything else is the same. All I've done is I've changed to the Z-Drink. And I have less Materias equipped. Maybe it's like it's another Emerald type situation where if you have more than a certain number of Materias equipped, then it does it or something. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's not happening right now, which is what I need in order to win this battle efficiently and without too much struggle. This is the smoothest effort I've had so far. It's amazing the amount of times Shadow Flare misses. Yep. That's what I like to see. Honestly, if Barret didn't miss as many times, if every hit connected as well, this battle would be over really, really quick. Is Ultima or Shadow Flare more dangerous? I think they're pretty similar. Okay, I'm starting to get that tingle. I'm starting to smell blood again. The last time this happened I screwed up, like, very close to the finish, but I've got a good feeling this time. I think I can get there. Because I'm kind of convinced I'm not going to be seeing the 93% attack again. He's already got regen, right? Okay. Let's anger max it up. Come on, Barret. This would be a fitting end to Barret's epic story. Yeah. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Keep going, Barret. Keep going, my son. We're going to do this. It's doing its best. It keeps casting out Ultima. Maybe it gets more frequent as its HP lowers. I don't know. But I'm just hitting him up with them criticals, man. Ooh, yeah. I've done 50,000 damage in the last 2 rounds. Barret's on fire. The right tentacle's gone to sleep, but it might return with a 95%. There you go. And it's back to normal. Okay, here we go. Yep. Still safe. Keep going, Barret, man. Just keep doing your thing. We're still okay. Just loving them ultimas these days. Nice. Okay. We'll get another regen and then we'll unleash Anger Max. Don't take any crazy risks right now. I think we've come a fairly long way. I feel like we're probably like 30 to 50% of the way there right now. But as long as like I don't do something stupid or something really unpredicted happens, I should be okay. Got plenty of elixirs, got plenty of X potions, got plenty of patience. Everything's going okay. And we've got plenty of Anger Max. Honestly, I feel like Anger Max is ultimately slowing me down a bit, but it's forcing me to take that counter tentacle attack as well. But it could be a lot worse, so I'm not complaining, to be honest. This is looking good. Yeah, we've not taken more than like 45% damage from that particular move, so it's about as good as it gets. And I feel like the Ultima points are going to get used up soon. Yeah, just keep hitting them 2, man. 2 out of 4 is good enough. The odd critical. I've had 2 rounds where I hit 2 criticals and a normal one, so I can't complain, man. We're doing okay. I hope I don't have to use them at all, but I've got the Quadra Magic. I've got the final attack plus Phoenix in the pocket as well, if I need it, so... Nice. Go on, Barret. Barret's kicking ass. Okay. Get the regen back on, and then we'll be ready for Anger Max, hopefully. If I don't take a huge hit. Surely you've got to be out of points soon, man. Okay. Let's go for it. Okay, we took a counter from the left and not the right, so that's good. Whoops. I think I'll still get an elixir on here right now. Because if I die right now, the Phoenix isn't going to work, so... It's just the Phoenix requires a lot of MP, I've got to keep an eye on that. You drop down below 200 pretty quickly. Yeah. Okay. Let's get some hits. I feel like when he has a little break from attacking, it's almost like he gets rusty. So he misses more often. Nice. That's perfectly good, man. 15k. I mean, these regens that go to waste, at least it's just animation time. And I don't use any MP for it, so it's not too bad. And what's next? Okay, let's watch out. Okay. Seriously, dude, when are you going to run out that freaking Ultima? Okay, let's go. Yeah, got hit with that counter this time. Luckily, once I use the X potion, it does take like a fair few attacks for me to get back down to really dangerous HP. So I'm liking my chances right now. Let's keep at it. I feel like I'm about 10-15 minutes away. Especially once those ultimates stop coming as well. It's going to be even quicker. See, by the time the animation finishes, I've gained about 1000 HP. See, look, again, he got rusty and he missed all 4 attacks. It's weird. We'll let him keep countering. Get another set in. Wow. That's better. Just spamming that Ultima. I need to get more of these 4 times hits in before another limit break comes. I should have come into this bout with sadness. I'd have to deal with less of the anger max. On average, this still does a lot more damage, I think. There you go, skill power is gone. Okay, Anger Max will take precedence hopefully over the next move, and that gives me more animation time to get my regen on. So it can't counter with Ultima anymore, I think. Surely I'm getting close now. So these attacks are pretty feeble now. They're almost harmless. 1306 is not bad at all, and the flame is even worse, so that's good. Literally the only powerful attack left is Shadow Flare, which can sometimes miss, and the 45% spike attack. Come on. There we go. Nice. Oh, brilliant. Ah, almost got 4. That's almost 20,000 more to add to the bank. Okay, there's some weak variant there. I'll make sure I'm close to max here. No risk. Now I'll be back up to max again. Hopefully get some more 4x cutting. There we go. Wonderful. Keep it up, Barret, man. I've been playing for about 70 hours. We're almost at the end. Biggest super boss is almost defeated. Wow, way to miss all of them, man. This is the part of the battle where I don't really have much left to say. We've been going for a long time, and you're seeing the pattern. I mean, it is what it is. We're just trying to grind it out to the finish now. We've come a long way. I mean, I feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel here. We've been walloping this thing for quite some time. But it just will not die. Refuses to die. Wow. Thanks for that. I just can't wait to hear that sound and just to watch it disappear. Ah. I feel like I'm nearly there. Wish I didn't miss so many. Look at it, just using that physical attack over and over and over. Son of a bitch. Seriously. I will not let you take this battle from me now. I really won't. Alright, here we go. See, I'd rather not have to have second anger max, but not much you can do. Yep. Come on. Oh, don't miss so many. There you go. Luckily, because I can defend so well against these attacks now, even when I'm down to about 2,000, I can still stay alive, and I've got enough time to toss that elixir or the X potion that can save me. So, in that sense, it's looking pretty good. But it just keeps eating up that damage, man. It's still slow progress. I mean, even though Barret's doing almost 5,000 a hit, in the long run, it's still taking a long time, man. At 5,000 a hit, that's still 160 hits that I've got to make. I feel like I've made over 100 now, surely. Not to mention the criticals I've hit. I don't know, man. There we go. Ruby weapon, be dead. Woo! Barret all by himself. Got it done. 50,000 AP, 4,000 experience. Hell yes. And I got the Desert Rose. So I think I have the Earth Harp and the Desert Rose now. So there we have it, my friends. That was Ruby weapon defeated. Let's take another look at how I personally did it. So, Barret at level 72 at the time, he had his missing score equipped, he had a Zedric equipped. Now, I'm not certain, I'll have to annotate this somewhere, but I think the Zedric was the reason why I stopped receiving that 93% attack. 93%, 95%, whatever it is. But I didn't see it once throughout the entire battle, so there's got to be some kind of logic to that. Obviously, he had a ribbon equipped, and for Materia, I had this, which I never ended up using, but I guess it's a get out of jail, so, you know, keeping it around is good. And also, they're obviously very high AP things that will help Barret's weapon do as much damage as possible. I had the mime and counter thing going. I had my 4 times cut. I had this just for the AP, the 176,000, so I could do more damage. I had plenty of regen, and I had my HP plus, so I could get up to like 9,500. So that's what works for me. Your mileage may vary, but as far as I know, there's a lot of cheap tactics involved, including stuff like the Lucky Sevens, there's Knights of the Round stuff which you can do, and all that kind of business. So there's plenty of ways to do it. Most of them are cheap. As you saw, my one wasn't particularly like sexy, but I mean, what can you do? It's the kind of boss where there's not really that much you can do about it. It's just, the stats are just so high that you're kind of forced to grind it out, because relative to its maximum HP, you can't really do that much damage. So unless you're using like Knights of the Round and stuff, or you have, like, let's say you have Vincent with 255 attack or whatever, and he's killed like 20,000 enemies and he's doing quad 9 every single hit. But for most of us, we're not going to be at that kind of level. So strength 115, attack 213. So that was the deal for me with Barret's missing score with those materials on it. So that is Ruby weapon, my friends. Now, what we will do now that we've done this, I guess, is to pick up our golden chocobo. I'm not going to leave Parallax by herself here. That would be rude. Would be to head to Calm, I think, to speak to the Calm Traveller. Because I've got the Earth Harp and the Desert Rose. Oh, it's the Earth Harp. Want to trade it for some Master Materia? I'm not being stingy either. I'll give you all 3 of them. How about it? Hell yes. Okay then, it's a done deal. So I get 3 Master Materia. Now you're going to see what these are all about. These are pretty crazy. It's a 3-piece Master Materia set, and it's all yours. Man, this like Earth Harp must be some crazy shit if he's willing to give me this. Master Command Materia, Master Summon Materia, and Master Magic Materia. Excellent. And what about the Desert Rose? Oh, it's Desert Rose. Want to trade it for that Chocobo over there? What? How about it, trade? I mean, I could make the joke of saying it better be a fucking golden Chocobo or something, but it is a golden Chocobo. I mean, that's not great because you've already done it. I mean, to defeat the hardest boss in the game and get given a golden Chocobo is a bit shit, but there you go. It is what it is. I guess it's time to go on a journey for the souls of my departed friends. So yes, this is another gold Chocobo. Oh my analog stick skipped. But luckily I've already got Parallax, so it doesn't really matter. But that's the reward that you get for that. Now, I think, personally, I am done, man. I've done everything that I personally wanted to do. I even end up with some Master Materia. So let's have a quick look at what that's all about. As far as I know, Master Materia literally have all the other Materia within them, basically. Let me recover these guys. I'll use a tent as well, why not? The tent is always in such a random place, I don't get why it's so far down. Okay. Yeah, everyone's all kind of kitted out already. Master command equips all commands, all summon monsters, and all magic. So let's just see it in action. And then I will end the series here, I think. There's not really much else for me to do. There's like a few little tidbits here and there. I think some more stuff I could have gotten from Chocobo Racing and that kind of thing, but I think for all intents and purposes, this is a pretty comprehensive guide on the things that you might be wanting to do with your Final Fantasy VII playthrough, other than literally getting like 100% completion in everything. So look at this. Summon, you can summon them all, and you can summon them infinitely. There's no restriction on how many times you can summon them. And you've got them all here. Everything you could want. Magic. All the magics. Pretty insane. I mean, at this stage you've already defeated everything, so unless there's some kind of challenge to do or something, I don't know, but I don't know. But the Master Materias are pretty insane. So I think I'll use a Knights of Round one final time as I talk to you guys about what I've experienced for the side quests. So when I look back on my side questing experience with Final Fantasy VII, I would definitely say it was really good, man. I think it was one of the better ones. I mean, is it the best side questing experience I've had in the Final Fantasy? No. But much like I said for the review of the game when I was going through it, Final Fantasy VII is a game that's just really, really solid in many different areas, and I think the post-game is another one where you could say it has a solid post-game. There's very few things I've found where Final Fantasy VII I would say is a weak entry in the series. That's just, again, of course it's my personal opinion, but that's kind of the feeling I've had about it. And having done this, where I've done the limit breaks, I've done the Chocobo Racing and Chocobo Breeding in order to get to the Materia Caves. I've gone to the Ancient Forest to get the Typhon summon. I've gone to Knights of the Round summon. I've been to Battle Square and had some pretty cool battles there, including the secret battle that you have to do against, what was it called? The Proud Clod, in order to get the final attack materia. All of that kind of stuff. So we defeated Ultimate Weapon. We defeated Emerald Weapon, which I thought was a pretty cool boss battle, because the whole thing about the more materia you have, the more dangerous the battle becomes for you is a really interesting mechanic, and it really forced you to sit down and think about which ones do I need and which ones don't I need. So I know in the end I won without actually seeing that attack at all, but even if I had seen that attack, I would have needed to minimize the amount of materia I was using in order to be able to win. So that was pretty cool. It forced me to also get into the whole, how do you master materia quickly, how can you gain levels quickly, all of that kind of thing. So I dipped my toe in that kind of stuff as well. So I ended up doing a little bit of grinding. So let's be real here. I mean, I didn't do it completely without any grinding. But the levels, I would say, are all pretty natural. I didn't have to work for the levels, because when I was grinding for the master materias, like when I was trying to master some important materia, I ended up picking up like 10 or 12 levels just for free, just from the magic pots and the experience that they gave. So that was a nice bonus as well. So Emerald, all in all, was a really fun battle. And Ruby was different. I think Ruby's the kind of battle where if I researched it beforehand and I went in, I'd find it a little bit of a disappointment, because it gives you such little scope to take it on in like a powerful sense. So there's not really much in between. Either you've got to do what I did and grind out a pretty long battle in which you kind of keep yourself alive and just keep chipping away at the damage, or you have to resort to kind of your cheaper tactics in order to be able to defeat it much more quickly and easily. In terms of like an in-between, more kind of pound for pound battle, it doesn't really seem possible. Like, you don't really have the tools, and the tools that Ruby Weapon has just puts you at such a big disadvantage that it kind of forces you to go down that route. So yeah, I mean, in that sense it was an interesting battle. I'm really glad I went into it without kind of knowing how to defeat it. Obviously people had been commenting like throughout the playlist on Twitter and that kind of stuff. You get exposed to certain things, so I knew that there was this whole like Knights of the Round thing that I think you could get it to cast multiple times, and I think if you have a HP absorb in there somewhere, you can heal while you're casting Knights of the Round. So when you receive a counter attack afterwards, you can heal before you cast the next one, etc. So there are ways to do it where you can probably defeat it in literally just minutes. But I was quite happy with how mine played out. Again, I spent maybe 2.5 to 3 hours kind of attempting it. One attempt took, I think, probably like an hour, and ended up dying like in a really annoying way. But that wouldn't have been the way in which I wanted to win anyway. So I think that when I took a step back and I tried to see the different tactics, and the battle where I realized that Cloud was taking less damage from the right tentacle, that was the real key for me. Because as you guys saw in my failed attempts, that was the biggest reason why I ended up dying. So I think it was the Zedric armor. I know I've said it a few times, but I think it's the Zedric armor. That was like the key to me solving this battle. And as a result, I ended up being able to pull through and to defeat Ruby Weapon, one of the more difficult boss battles in the Final Fantasy franchise. So there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If there is anything at this stage where you're thinking, man, I really wish you showed that, like, you know, you've shown all of these things, why didn't you show this as well, then do put it in the comments. Like, if there's enough things there, if there's maybe 4 or 5 smaller things, I can perhaps do like a little bonus episode to end things and just say, well, these are the few little tidbits that I missed. But if it's literally like you missed one materia that's not really relevant at this stage, or like that's not going to be used in battle, it's just a materia that's part of a completionist list that you might need, then I'm probably not going to be that interested in it. But if there's anything that you think needs to be talked about or shown, that I can maybe like pin in the top comment or put in the description just as a quick reference to people, then let me know in the comments. But all in all, I've had a great time with this game. It's been about 5 months since I started. It's been almost 70 hours. I did my best to go through the story in as comprehensive a way as I could. Once I was done with that, I gave you guys some of the storyline stuff that I didn't get to see during the playthrough. Then we did all the side questing, etc. So I think I've pretty much shown everything that I would like to show you guys. In terms of achievements, I think if you've watched this playlist up until this point, you will either have literally seen me get the achievement, or I would have talked about how to get the achievement or shown you how to get the achievement, even if I didn't do it myself. So, for example, mastering all of the materia is not something that I did, but if you did want to get it, the magic pot strategy is your best friend. So in terms of materias I missed, like I said, I would try to find out which materias I specifically missed, and I'll probably like put an annotation in to say where you can get them and what they actually do. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this, because I wasn't even planning on probably doing this much. I wasn't too sure about some things in the side questing, whether I should do them or not. But having got this far, I'm glad I did everything I did. Even though some of the stuff was a little bit more tedious, like the chocobo racing, it really wasn't that bad when you look back on it. And all in all, I think I had a lovely time. Thank you to everyone that's been watching this series, that's been supporting me, that's been liking, that's been commenting. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed playing the game. I've enjoyed everybody's response to the game, and I think it's performed pretty well on the channel. So thank you to everybody once again. I will be back next with Final Fantasy 13-3 Lightning Returns. Then once that is done, we'll be going back to Final Fantasy 6. So a lot of Final Fantasy is still to come on the channel, but when it comes to Final Fantasy 7, barring a massive like outpour of comments about things that I've missed, and if they're significant enough, this is the end of the series. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Take care.